First and foremost, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down what you think below, alright? So we're going to be predicting games for the 17th of February, and we're not going to be doing too deep of analysis and all of that because it's a regular season game. It's not a playoff yet, and there are a lot of games on the slate tomorrow. So I'll just tell you guys two reasons why I think this team will cover the spread, and we're going to go from there. The first game that we're going to be talking about is Michigan versus Purdue. It's going to be a very close game. I, however, in this game think Michigan is going to win. They have better field goal percentage, and also they can rebound better. I think they will out-rebound Purdue, shoot threes, shoot twos, get the offensive rebounds, and beat Purdue at Purdue's home. The next game is the Gators versus South Carolina, and I think that the Gators will cover the spread at 23.5 because the Gators are on fire. They're 8-2 the last 10 for spreads, and they're also 14-2 at home, 9-1 last 10. On the other hand, South Carolina, they are 1-9 their last 10, 1-7 away, and also they've already lost to the Gators by 37 points at home. So Gators being at home, I think they're going to cover it. Miami, Ohio will cover the spread. They've already went against one another, and Miami, Ohio won by 5 points at home. And I know they're away, but Miami, Ohio is also 11-0 away. They're better. They score more points. They rebound almost the same, but Miami turns the ball over less than UMass. So I think Miami will cover the spread here and win the game. So in this game with SMU versus Louisville, I'm going to be picking Louisville. They're favored by 3.5. They're going to be going to SMU. They already beat them by 14 points at home. And on top of that, Louisville is 8-2 their last 10, whereas SMU, they're only 5-5 their last 10. And I think that the levels are different, and I think Louisville will cover this game. The next game we're going to be talking about is NC State versus UNC. I think that NC State covers the plus 7.5 spread at home because Caleb Wilson is not playing, and Henry Vasseur is not playing as well. And on top of that, NC State has a better field goal percentage, and also they have better free throw percentage by a lot, by 7%, which will play a big factor. So I am taking NC State to cover the plus 7.5. The next game is SLU versus URI. To be honest, I don't watch neither of the teams, but I'm going to pick SLU by 10.5, even though they're away, because SLU is 10-0 in their last 10, and they're 7-0 away. And on top of that, they generate more points. They are better, way better at rebounding by 10 rebounds per game. They turn over the ball the same amount, but field goal percentage-wise, SLU should dominate this team. So I am taking SLU at 10.5. And MSU versus UCLA, currently MSU is favored by 8.5. MSU is not the team that they were last year. However, they are at home, and they're both 7-3. However, UCLA have bad record playing away. They're 3-6. Michigan State, they are better at rebounding the team by almost 10 points. However, they do turn over the ball more. But this is a game where I think that MSU will want to win after losing to Wisconsin, and before that losing to Minnesota. But they did beat Illinois in between. But it's home. MSU 8.5. I'm taking that. The next game is Wisconsin versus Ohio State. Sorry for talking so fast, trying to finish all of these. Wisconsin versus Ohio State, I think that Wisconsin will be able to cover this game. Wisconsin is 8-2 last 10. Ohio State is 5-5. And on top of that, Wisconsin already beat Ohio State by 10 points at home. They're going to be going away, but Wisconsin being the team they are, they have players like Nolan Winter, Nick Boyd. I think they're going to be able to beat Ohio State. They score more points per game. They have less turnovers, more rebounds, and I think eventually that's going to, in the long run, during the game, they're going to beat Ohio State because of that. The next game is Nebraska at Iowa. This is going to be an interesting game. It's a Big Ten game. I am, however, going to be picking Nebraska to win this game and covering the 1.5 spread. Actually, I think Iowa is favored right now, so plus 1.5 on Nebraska looks good as well, but money line is better. 7-1 away, which is pretty decent. They're 7-3, Nebraska, the last 10, and Iowa is 6-4, last 10. Iowa does do well at home, 14-2. However, I think Nebraska being able to score more points per game, I think that's going to make a difference. And also, on top of that, Nebraska will out-rebound Iowa. That's where I think that being able to grab the offensive rebounds is going to change the game, and Nebraska will definitely do that tomorrow night. The next game is Texas Tech versus Arizona State. I think that Texas Tech wins this game easily and covers a 7.5 spread. I know that Texas Tech isn't really dominant playing away. They're 5-5 last 10, and Arizona is 9-6 at home. However, when we look at the last 10 overall, Texas Tech is 8-2, Arizona is 4-6, and I just think that in general, this Texas Tech team is a higher level than Arizona. They have better field goal percentage, better three-point percentage, less turnovers, better rebounding. You can name it. I think Texas Tech covers this. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know what you guys think below. Bye-bye.